Well, hi there folks, this is Kim Willis with another little tips series. This one is called the top 7 things I would do differently to grow my business online. And this is based on a blog post that I wrote in early 2015 after reading a similar post by a guy called Gore Chaudhry. He's a pretty good internet marketer, so he gave me a bit of inspiration. He had written his list, the top 10 things I would do differently to grow my business online. So I thought, well, I don't have 10 things, but I sure have got about 7, so I wrote mine. They're a little bit different to his. See what you think and see if you can pull something and take something from this little exercise or this little lesson. And of course, you can go to my blog and see the original blog post there, kimwillis.net. And this is the video and audio version of that blog post. Let's look at it. Step number 1, or thing number 1. Outsource as much as possible. And that's a fact. When I first started in internet marketing in 2006, I did everything myself. I generated leads and I actually phoned the leads because I was marketing a big ticket product and it made sense to phone the leads, and I did quite well out of that. In fact, I did very well out of that. I created a full-time income in my first month and was able to back it up in the second and subsequent months, which enabled me to quit the rat race in less than 2 months, 55 days it took me. And so it worked well, but over time I started to realize that, gee, wouldn't it be better if I got maybe some other people to do some of the more mundane tasks? And that's what I did. I started outsourcing only about 3 years ago, three or so years ago. And I basically get people to do the stuff that I don't want to do or can't do, or it's just too mundane, as I said before. So that's so if I had my time over again, I would have started much earlier with outsourcing. Number 2, I definitely would have started developing my own products much earlier if I had my time over again. Funny thing is that I have had been quite a significant product developer starting in 1993. I wrote my first manual. It was a training manual for small business owners called the Grow Your Business Manual. It was a 400-page manual. And it took me about 6 months working night and day to create that manual. It nearly killed me. So I guess, then after that I wrote several other manuals and I developed courses and things like that. So I'd really been in the information marketing industry since 1993. But when I decided to go into the online world, for some reason I just chose not to create my own products. I just wanted to market other people's products because maybe I just didn't want to put in the time. I thought it'd be too much like hard work. I really didn't understand digital product creation anyway. I actually thought it would be harder. Crazy, isn't it? The reality is that it's much easier to create a digital product than a physical hard copy product. But I didn't actually start creating my own product until my products until December 2013, and that's when I wrote my first ebook, my first digital publication, my first digital book's called Cash Cow Business Model. And I didn't even sell that product. I didn't charge for it. It was a free product, I think it was about 55 pages, and I used it as a hook to get people to opt into my list. All right, so it helped me build my list. But since then, I've developed major training courses. I got the bug. The penny really dropped when I created that ebook. I thought, well, it wasn't that hard. It only took 3 weeks, and I certainly wasn't working night and day over that 3 weeks to create that product. So I thought, well, I can create other products. I've overcome my hang-up about it. I'm going to start creating my own products. Why? So that I can win control over my business. Because when you're an affiliate, you never really have control. You never know what's going on with some of these affiliate companies, particularly if you're marketing a business opportunity type affiliate program, including a network marketing program. All sorts of problems happen with these companies, and sometimes they just don't last. And if you've invested so much time, effort, and money into that program, and then they go belly up on you, well, you've got to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and start all over again. And it's not just you; it's anybody that you've influenced to join it as well, who are affected. So ultimately, you really want to be developing your own products. All of the big marketers have their own products. It's only the sort of the would-bes, if they could be's, the mid-tier marketers perhaps, who don't have their own products. But the really top marketers, they all have their own products. So let's follow the leader. Let's follow them. So as I said, I started I started creating my own product in December 2013. Since then, I've created some significant video training products and courses, so many. It's amazing, and I've absolutely fallen in love with it. It's wonderful, and you know, you can knowing what I know now, I can teach people how to create a simple info product in a week. You can do it in a week. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you really want to get amongst the big boys, build your brand. That's another reason why you should have your own product. It'll help you to build your brand and establish you as being an authority in your niche. And that's huge, because it means that people will be much more likely to come to you. You'll tend to attract people to you like bees to a honeypot. Number 3, avoid shiny objects. And as I've got here on the blog post, yes, I admit it, I too have succumbed to the lure of easy money. And amazingly, on a few occasions, it actually worked. I also think that sometimes I've wasted money on courses and things that I ended up flicking to the metaphorical curb without even looking at them. 6 months later, I took a quick look at them and think, what the hell? Why did I buy that? Fortunately, I'm now very focused and the distractions are quite rare. So I don't get distracted very often. But what I have noticed is that newbies particularly, they get distracted very, very easily. They move from one thing to another, to another, to another, yet they didn't master the first thing that they joined, let alone all the other things that they joined. And 6 months have elapsed and they've spent a bunch of money, they still haven't made any money. Something's wrong here. So we need to avoid the shiny objects syndrome, the little bit of getting off track situations that I got myself involved with are pale into significance compared to what other people have done. But certainly, if I had my time over again, I wouldn't have got myself distracted at all. Number 4, get better at staying positive. It's easy to, allow events to colour our thinking. It's very easy to do that. It's natural. It's normal. And we all have emotional ups and downs. I mean, my wife died in 2001 in the most tragic circumstances, and it absolutely devastated me. And as a result of that, I went into a big downer, and my business was affected dramatically, and my income dropped like a stone. But I was able to pick myself up fairly quickly. I still had some ructions to put up with, and I still went into some down phases. But I was just able to, overall, I'm sort of quite proud with how I handled things. And I was able to largely keep moving forward in one form or another, despite that shocking tragedy. And look, I still suffer the ill effects from that today, and I still have down days, but nothing like what it was earlier. And the main thing was that I tried to immerse myself in my work so that I wouldn't be thinking bad thoughts nearly as much. So we need to get better at staying positive. And even in my early career, before I had that sort of tragedy, I would have down days, and I used to get angry with myself because I allowed external events, I allowed things that are often outside of my control to colour my thinking and to get me into the stinking thinking doldrums, And you may be able to identify with that because it happens to a lot of people. Now, if I had my time over again, I certainly would have immersed myself in some sort of positive thinking video, watch that, just anything, just to get myself out of the funk, the negative funk, and so I could get back into the main game. Fortunately, most of the time, I didn't get into a negative funk for more than a day or two, and I was able to get back on course fairly quickly. Unlike some people who get into a negative funk for weeks, and before you know it, they've quit the business that they're involved with. Number 5, start a continuity program. Yes, getting income coming in every month based on work that you did in the past is a very nice thing. And I like the fact that every month now I get renewing income from various things that I promote. And I wish I had started that early, because in the early years, I didn't have any continuity income. In effect, every Monday morning I got out of bed and I was unemployed again. I had to create new income because I was generating leads online, but then I was using a direct sales method by phoning those leads, and if they didn't buy, well, I didn't make any money that week. Okay, so wouldn't it have been much nicer to have some sort of continuing income, even if it was only, I don't know, a couple of $1,000s a month, even $1,000 a month of repeat and recurring income would have been nice, a little bit of icing for the cake. So that's another thing I would have done differently. I would have started that much earlier. Number 6, build more authority. This one is huge. Build more authority. I read a book in about a year or 18 months after I started online marketing. It was by a guy called Mike Dillard. You may have heard of him. He wrote a book called Magnetic Sponsoring. I'm not really a network marketer, but he was writing about network marketing, but that's fine. I don't really care for network marketing, but I did like the sentiments that he expressed. And basically he was talking about building your brand and using attraction marketing techniques to attract people to you rather than you pushing and chasing people and all of that sort of stuff. So I really got a lot out of that and out of that book. And since then I've studied other great marketers, and they talk about authority positioning. Positioning yourself as being the authority in your niche. And I've become really, really big on this. So as a result of reading that original book and studying some other works by other great marketers, I decided to start doing that. And that was in about 2008, and I created my first blog. And I started creating some content. I didn't do much. I think I just wrote one blog post a week. It may have taken me an hour, something like that. But it was a fairly small investment of time. But I figured that in due course it would pay for itself, because it would help to position me as being someone worth doing business with. It would help to position me as being maybe a person who knew what they were talking about, even though I didn't at that time. So I think that's what they call fake it till you make it, right? But what I noticed, although the blog didn't actually get me any more leads, I didn't get any traffic from the blog for quite some time because the search engines didn't rank my content for quite a while. But what I did notice was an improvement in my conversions from leads to sales, because my email, I structured it so that my email system would send people to my latest blog post or one of my older blog posts, and the blog post was designed to position me properly, you see. And then if I did phone those people, they'd already received, maybe within a day of them opting in, they'd already received some of my content. Some of it was actually on YouTube as well. I started creating some video content for YouTube. And I noticed that the welcome that I get from people when I phone them was great. They'd remember my name now. It wasn't, who are you? It was, oh yeah, thanks for calling. It was like night and day, And so I became convinced that this was a goer. And certainly within about a month or so from instituting a brand building program which incorporated a blog and a YouTube channel mainly, I started to convert more leads into sales. So my income went up. I wasn't getting any leads from my blog, but my income went up anyway because it gave people more confidence to do business with me. I mean, this one is huge. If you had to pick one out of all of them, I mean, they're all good, but I would say number 6 is the big one. Anyway, let's keep going. Number 7, learn email marketing skills. This is another really big and important point. The effective use of email marketing techniques will, no question, make a difference for internet marketers, because you're asking people to opt into your list, which is understandable. I mean, that's what you want. You want to build a list, don't you? You're asking people to opt into your list, and you're wanting those people to do something. Maybe to buy a product that you're promoting or join a program that you're promoting or something like that. You're wanting them to lean forward. And particularly if you're not collecting phone numbers, you're just collecting an email address, you have no other way to influence those people other than your email follow-ups. So therefore, it puts a lot of pressure on your email marketing program to bring home the bacon, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It makes, yeah, I mean, it becomes huge. And so what I did was that I really studied the topic, and I learned how to use different techniques to get people, firstly, to open the email, and secondly, to read it, and then thirdly, maybe to click on a link if you are promoting some sort of a link. Now, when I send out emails, I don't always pitch. In fact, I try and strike a balance between giving good value and promoting something. So sometimes I'll just send out an email without any link in it at all. And I think people appreciate that. And that is why I've got some people who've been on my list for more than 5 years. 5 years. And they tell me, they write to me, they say, I love your stuff. I really enjoy it. I look forward to getting your emails. That's the position you want to get to. Okay. Obviously this video audio cannot be an email training program, but you can, if you get onto my list, if you're not already on my list, I'll send you some email marketing tips, but I'll get back to them in a minute. And finally, number 8, expect more from people. Yeah, that's another important one. And look, I got to admit that I still struggle with this. At heart, I'm a bit of a softie, and I'm a creative person, and I'm not a hard-nosed business person. And sometimes I tend to let people, including clients and people who are in my team, off the hook, even though I know they're capable of doing better. But I've recently stopped buying their BS stories, and have also decided to launch a mastermind program in February. Well, I haven't actually launched that mastermind program. I changed my mind about the mastermind, and I did something else. I actually launched a Done For You program in February. I decided to do that, and that has been very successful already. But the mastermind program will come later, because since then I've launched a live training course and a bunch of other strategies as well. But the point of the matter is that if we expect more from people, chances are they will rise to the occasion and they will do more. So it's not just good for you, it's good for them. They need it. Tough love, you might say. All right, so there's my eight tips, and what I can say to you now is go to my blog, kimwillis.net, and you'll see somewhere on the page, if you're watching this as a video, you'll be able to actually see the banner ad. And you click on the banner ad, and that will take you through to an opt-in form, and you can receive my regular email series, and I talk about all sorts of different things, from email marketing, from authority positioning, branding, conversion strategies, etc. Yes, I do have some offers that I will promote to you from when I feel it's opportune to do so, but I only promote an offer unless I totally believe in it. And chances are I actually do it myself. I actually use it myself. So I usually don't like to promote other people's offers unless I've actually bought it myself. I think it's actually good enough for me to buy. Okay, so I'm not somebody who just promotes one affiliate offer after another. I just don't do that. And you go onto my list for a month or two, and you will see that that's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I don't do. I don't promote offer after offer after offer after offer after offer. I don't do that. Because how can I evaluate all these other offers unless I buy all of them myself and evaluate them? Because I couldn't really evaluate them in good conscience unless I had the product or program or whatever it is and went through it with the fine-tooth comb myself. And clearly I can't do that. Number one, I'm not going to spend money on every cotton picking product or program that comes along. And number two, I don't have the time to spend on reviewing all of these different products. So the few times that I do promote an affiliate product, or the few affiliate products that I do promote, you can rest assured that I promoted them because I've actually checked them out, and in all likelihood I've actually invested in them myself. All right, that's it, and it's kimwillis.net, KIMWILLIS. Hope you enjoyed that little lesson, and look forward to talking with you soon. Kim Willis, bye for now.